Okay, today we're going to work on a symmetrical design project, and we're going to use Illustrator to do that. So you have read and learned about symmetry, and now you are making your project in Illustrator that is going to be a symmetrical design. So I'm titling this last name, comma, first name, symmetrical design. Please title it this way unless I have given you different instructions in Google Classroom for that specific semester or time period. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is, regardless of what is here and regardless of what is here, you're going to make sure this is in inches. That's a non-negotiable, has to be in inches. And I would like you to make sure that it is 11 inches wide and that it is 8.5 inches tall, which will make the orientation horizontal. So this will be like a regular sheet of paper that is horizontal. Now I was doing something else here, so make sure your artboards are at 1 and your bleeds can be at 0.25. That'll give you a 1/4 inch margin around the entire sheet of paper. In case we take this to print, that will ensure that you don't exceed the non-print area. Okay, and then you're going to hit OK. You're going to hit create. And that's going to give us our new document. Now, understand that the edge of the white paper that you're going to see, you can create up to that edge because, like I just mentioned, the print margin. So this red line is actually the end of the paper, but the white edge is the end of the print area. So you should be fine to go to the edge. Hit Command R so you can see your ruler. You can verify that yes, you have an 11-inch wide document that is 8.5 inches tall. Okay, so you can see it right there. Okay, now we are going to create a center line. Okay, and this is very important. You see your rulers. Again, that's Command R to get your ruler. You're on the black arrow. I'm going to click into the ruler on the left-hand margin and drag to the 5.5 inch mark. And I get this turquoise, really light blue guide line right down the center, and that's what you want. So you want one at the 5.5 inch mark. Okay, let me Command Z that. That is a little bit off. Let's try that again and put it exactly on, and I'm still not getting it, am I? Okay, I'm going to get right on there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm at the 5.5 inch mark. Remember, when you don't like something, you Command Z to go back out of it. Okay. Knowing what you've learned already about the shape tools, what can be done with the rectangular tool panel, what can be done with the pen tool panel, what can even be done with the Pathfinder panel, what can be done with the line segment panel. So you've got lots of options here, okay? And whatever else that you come up with or know, and you're welcome to use that. Now, I'm going to kind of push these out of the way a little bit. I am asking you to only create your design on the left-hand side of the entire document. So everything to the right-hand side of this guide, I'm going to completely ignore, as if the paper is not even there. So I'm going to focus only on this left-hand side. Now, I am wanting to not spend a ton of time on the individual design here because I just really wanted to show you the instruction of this, how you're going to lay this out and how this is going to work. You can do any number of things. You can do any number of things that we've already talked about and learned, and you're going to create your design here on this one left-hand side, and you're going to, I'm going to show you how we're going to duplicate that. And so here's the purpose of that, of keeping it just the one. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit, I'm going to do some duplications here. Remember to stay only on that one side. And I'm using some of that. I really think it's fun to convert those points. And then really, you can just really alter these into anything, which I think is kind of fun. Okay. Let's use that rotate tool that we know so well. Let's find, I'm gonna give myself another quick guide here for center on this. I'm gonna click on that guy and I'm gonna rotate. Actually, I guess I need to give myself a guide. Both directions. And I'm just using this to find the center of the circle while this little extra shape is selected. And actually, I'm gonna copy and paste that. Oops. And let's do that. Okay, I'm going to group those two together. Okay. What are these little things in here? Ungroup those for a second. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. So we've got this kind of interesting shape, black arrow, boom, group those. I still don't know what those little dots are, but we're not going to worry about it. I'm going to put this here. Now, I've already got my center of the circle, so let's do rotate there. I'm holding Option, okay, and then I'm going to send that around. And I know I've exceeded the center there. And we're going to come back and delete that. Okay, so let's, you know what? Actually, I can even bring that down. Let's get all of this, okay? And let's bring that down a little bit, and we can move it. And we'll just get it off that edge, because I really want to be able to use that reflect tool here in just a minute. Okay, now I know I'm going off the edge over here, and that's okay. I want to bring this to the front. I want to make this one, come on. Make that one bigger and turn it. Make this one, turn it a little. And these are not, I'm not trying to organize these around a center or anything. I'm just kind of playing with them. And of course, your forward and backward is, you know, affects things, how you want to do it, what you want to do here. I'm going to, let's do some. I have a general idea of what I want to do with my design. I expect you to take far more care in that. So I hope that you're spending way more time on it than we are right now. And I'm doing this, I'm going through this quickly so that I can spend more time. And I'm going to mess this up here. So I can spend more time showing you how to reflect. Okay, and that's not, I'm not getting the right one that I need, and I don't know. I'm not getting that right. So I'm going to hold shift, or not hold shift, and select that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so excuse me, let's group those together. Now, I also expect you to apply color to your design. So that is very important that you apply color, and that's before you reflect it and basically duplicate it to the other side. You want to make sure to apply that color. Now, I am going to have a few things here that are already black, but other than that, I still want to apply color to it. And I just lost that little one. Get that. I'm hitting Command Y when I want to select something. Okay. Or when I want to see something, an outline of something. Let's, for the sake of time, let's be just about done with this. And having shapes that repeat themselves, even in different parts of the design, is really important because it really will make, it will create interest in your design and make the viewer's eye go through the design. Okay, so let's come back and let's put this in this and group it and bring it to the front. Okay. Now let's go through this and color it real quickly. I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to apply I'm going to put this in the back, all the way in the back, and I'm going to put a gradient on it. So let's get our gradient going here. Come on. Okay, I like that. And actually, I think I am going to do a radial one. Okay, so let's, whoopsie daisy. There we go. Okay, so, and you can adjust this by grabbing this bar, if it's going to let me. Grabbing the bar, why won't that work? I think I've locked it somehow. We can always go over that more in class, but here is my gradient. I'm going to just have that in the background. And really, you're just having fun with this. I want you to come up with something interesting that you can duplicate into a symmetrical design. And I have not counted my shapes here. There's quite a few. I would really like to see you do at least 75 shapes, and I think that's doable. Hopefully you shouldn't find that too daunting. I think that's totally achievable without too much stress, and you're going to be spending a whole lot more time on yours than I'm spending on mine. Okay, just coming around here and making some of these black because I think they would look sharp like that. Taking the white stroke off just so it doesn't take up extra space. I'm going to make this one smaller and make him black as well, no stroke. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's pick some colors here to fill these. I'm going to have an uneven number here. Okay, let's go back and we'll skip 2. Is that going to solve my problem? Maybe, maybe not. No, but I can kind of fake it there. Okay, let's fill this. Kind of going with all these purple, orange kind of look, and I'm going to send those. No. And I got my middles by accident there. You can go through this and probably because they're still grouped. You can go through this, color it, create it, do everything that you want to do. I'm going to keep moving so that you can kind of just get a real quick feel for what it is that we want to do here, and how we're going to duplicate it with the reflect tool. Okay, so let's just do that real quick. Oh, I don't like that. It might be a little better. Let's make that the same. And this one the same as well. Okay, and also helps to repeat colors in your design. So repeating an actual shape and a color is really important. Can create a lot of interest. Let's leave it like this for now. This is kind of, I would like to spend more time coloring it, but I don't want to take up more time because I really want to show you about the symmetry and then how to clip it. Okay, so we're going to zoom out a little bit. Let's get one. Let's go with that. Okay. I'm going to take all of this that I've done so far, every single thing here, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to hit Command G. Okay? So I've got one entire group. Then you're going to go to Object, Transform, and you're going to reflect it. And you're choosing, it's probably already default selected this. You're going to choose vertical, and you're going to say okay. Now, I'm on the black arrow. I'm going to start to drag this over, but I'm also going to, then once I start, I'm going to hold Shift so that I can get my center line right here. Uh-oh. Forgive me. We forgot the most important part. Let's go back. Okay. Selected everything, and I hit Command G for group. I have to Command C for copy, Command F to paste for front, paste to front. Then I go transform, reflect, and yes, I'm on the vertical, and I say okay. Now I start to drag this over, and I hold Shift so I can get that perfectly lined up straight across, and then I drop it, and there it is. Okay, so now I have a completely symmetrical design. If you, obviously for your project, I expect you to spend more time than what I spent on this, and I expect yours to be better than what mine is. This is merely an example, and it's a really, really quick example using some of the tools that you've already seen with the black arrow and the white arrow, converting anchor points and altering things, pucker and bloat, copy and paste to front, grouping, aligning, using the polygon tool to make a triangle, using the gradient and all that good stuff. So the last thing you need to do real quick here is actually, let's make sure that those centers are nice and touching. And we really don't want that white line in there. I may have a white line around my gradient. Let's see if I can see that. Okay. And I do. There's a white stroke on there. That's the problem. Okay, so let's go here and let's ungroup this. And usually you have to ungroup several times because you may have subgroups. And so I'm going to click on that gradient and then get rid of that white line. I should have noticed that earlier. Okay, so here's my entire design. Now I'm going to clear my guides or I'm going to hide them. I'll just hide them for now so that I can see how that design looks. And this could stand to come back to cover the edge of that paper. Okay, now to clip off the edge, the very last thing you're going to do is just select over everything, go to Object, Clippy Mask, and Make. Before you do that, you're going to make a rectangle over here around the entire item here. Doesn't matter what color the rectangle is. I'm going to take the black arrow then and select everything. And I'm going to go to Object, clipping mask, and make. Okay, and then there's my perfectly symmetrical design. Okay, so make sure that you are doing the object after you duplicate one side, that you're going to object and transform and reflect. Do the clipping mask last. Okay, so let's do that again real fast. Do that completely last, because once you do that, you can't make any more edits unless you undo the mask. So you make a rectangle over the entire artboard or over the entire sheet of paper. Use the black arrow, select everything, the artboard and all of its contents, object, clipping mask, and make. Okay, and there you go. There's your perfectly symmetrical design. And again, I hope that you'll spend more time on yours. Think about shapes that overlap each other, so things are behind and things are in front. Think about duplicating of types of shapes. Think about the color, so that color repeats itself and goes together from what you know from color theory when we studied that. And get this all said and done on one side, on the left-hand side, before you copy it and duplicate it and reflect it to the right-hand side. And then before you turn it in, make sure to clip it. You're going to export this as a PDF and attach it to Google Classroom. Remember to title it last name, comma, first name, hyphen, symmetrical design. So I hope you have learned something new, and good luck on your project. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.